Hello, all my little weirdos. Um, you may or may not have noticed that I haven't made some videos. I've got one of some birds and raspy that I will get up. Um, Now, any of you that were MAGA, laugh all you want. You can say all you want. However, he's not even in office yet. And this is coming from several states across the country, not even in just one region. And it's not just make believe. Now you guys want to scream everything bad is make believe. Before, it was they're eating the cats and dogs, even when for weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks we were like, everybody there involved said, no, they're not. And y'all were like, yeah, they are, yeah, they are, yeah, they are. So you'll be doing the same thing in reverse with this. But starting Wednesday, the day after the election, which I find that it was interesting that of elections in a long, long, long time, like before 2016, have ever come back before you're awake the next morning. Number one. Also, I was saying, ever since Wednesday morning, schools across this country, he's not even in power yet. He just got elected. He's not even close to being in power yet. And they've been reporting that boys are going up to the girls and saying, your body, my choice, and laughing at them and running away while they're all laughing together. He's not even in power yet. And this is how much whoever voted for him, this is how much you've empowered. So anybody who has a daughter, that's what you've done to her. You, or wives even, because I'm sure it'll be happening in colleges too, which is even scarier because they're more adults than people in high schools, and they have better ways of making schemes of how to get women, and they won't have any repercussions. So you're laughing now. But any of you who laugh that has cousins or nephew or nieces, and or children or grandchildren in schools, that's what you voted for your child or your significant other or your friend or your friend's children, your friend's daughter specifically, to be subjugated to and subjected to. And he's not even in power yet. You'll see what you've done when he gets in power. I hope you realize it sooner than later. You're all saying, oh, well, now you'll know what we had to live with the last 4 years. Excuse me, we already know what your cult daddy. We already know what he's done, what he's been like. We had to live 4 years first under him before you had to suffer under Democratic. Hopefully none of your friends, family, or those you care about are a person of color or even biracial. Hopefully it's not anybody that you know that's first generation or even second generation. You've got friends that look white, but they have immigrant from other country DNA. Might as well say goodbye to them. Start saying goodbye. Start making your memories, because when he's in power, they'll be gone. Did you think about that? Because I bet you there's people that you care about you might not know don't have all white genealogy because they look white. But if you're going to take all of them, you take all of them, regardless if they look white or not. So you just did that. If there's any people in your family or your life that fits that, start making memories. If there's anybody in your life that's LGBTQ, start making memories. Anybody you know of or care about that's homeless, guess what? That's going to be illegal. They'll be imprisoned or given a choice to go into homeless camps. And then you have to be indoctrinated. You have to agree to that. So that's your choice. Bend to our will or sit in prison just for being homeless. Then he's taken away. If you know people that are on SSI or just Social Security, anybody with EBT or housing vouchers, if you know anybody, and I bet you there are a lot of people that you know, work with, whatever, that actually have housing vouchers or get that, something like that, or EBT to get their families, even though they work, I still can't get through. But guess what? You voted because of that, because of inflation. But because you guys don't like to read for information, you just like to be told it. Did you know that inflation is worldwide because of the pandemic? It's not just our country. And did you also know, because we've told you, you should have, that actually out of all the countries' economies recovered after COVID, America, with under Democratic leadership, has actually rebounded the best of any country. Okay? That was the facts, but, you didn't want to read facts. You didn't want to read Project 2025, the ones of you on the fence. You just didn't care enough. And this will be happening. So if you know anybody in those groups, or even the people that, guess what, you didn't know had non-white, shall we say, genealogy in their DNA, or on housing vouchers or SSI or any of that stuff, there's a lot of them you know and you care about. It's just not something that's broadcast. Start making memories with that. I would suggest you start finding all the people in your life and maybe start asking them, hey, I never asked, but are you on Social Security or on any disability or any this, that, and the other thing, or any of this or any of that? And are you on any programs? I bet you'd be surprised to find some. Start making memories with them. Because if he does everything that he has promised. Oh, and guess what, ladies? Here's another fun thing for you. They've got a lot of things released already. How many women? One. Chief of staff, one. And it's a white woman, of course. How many more do you think will be assigned? How long do you think it'll be before they decide, the Republicans, that they're not going to let women run anymore? How long do you think that'll be? And Marjorie Taylor Greene is hot under the collar because she's been begging and kissing his ass. She was with him from the start, and she has not been offered a position. He doesn't even talk to her. Why am I laughing in such a dismal short-term future coming? Because the only happiness I will have will be laughing at especially the women and the people of color that have been supporting MAGA and voted them in. because you're not going to get any special preference. And if he does the deportation up to second generation, if they were being fair, like you would expect your government to be, it would be all of it, no exceptions. That's what he said. But did you know that Ivanka, Don Jr., Eric, and Barron are all second generation immigrant? Their mommy is an immigrant. Elon Musk is an immigrant. He wasn't born here. He was born in South Africa. In fact, he's not even here legally because he was here on a visa, student visa. He never went to classes. You're not supposed to start a business if you have a student visa in the country, but he did. And Rich Daddy, paid him off, whatever. And he was allowed to start the company, and then he, went from there. So he even got here illegally. So he should be gone, but he's getting a position. And guess what? J.D. Vance's wife and his children would be included on the deportation. But I'm sure they'll get waivers too. So when that happens, you know it. It's a corrupt government. I mean, literally a criminal government. Making new laws and saying, but there's exceptions to those laws and it's for us, but not for any of you. You're okay with that? You voted for it. Not only that, you're bad winners, too. You're certainly bad losers. I've seen people say, oh, you're all making this gloom and doom, blah, blah, blah. Would you just give it up? Can't you just do a peaceful transfer? It was fair. I'm like, excuse me. I remember almost 4 years ago where you didn't accept or tried to prevent the certifying to have that transfer of power. I remember a lot of shit since then that one side has done, and it's not this color side. And yes, if you've noticed, the red, white, and blue didn't stay very long. I wanted to leave it because I still have half my country. But I honestly couldn't stand every time I saw that red in my hair. Because every time I saw it, I thought to myself, half of my fellow citizens are actually racist and bigoted, homophobic, misogynistic, or just ignorant, deliberately ignorant. I'm not making fun, I'm saying you're deliberately ignorant because everybody told you. Anywhere you could have found the information. But you chose not to listen to that information. And so that I'm sorry if you don't like the terms you're racist, you're bigoted, you're a misogynist. I'm sorry if you don't like it. I'm sorry if you don't like the facts. But those are the facts. There is no way anyone would vote for convicted felon, convicted rapist, convicted fraud, adulterer for all of his wives, transphobe, homophobe, if they didn't have the same base, deep down, the same feelings, the same self-entitlements. There is no way for if somebody can't stand racism, bigotry, misogyny, all of that. There's no way, because I can't. And there is no way I would bring myself to vote for somebody like him, even if it was a scummy Democrat, independent, anybody. I would never vote for somebody that has his history, Trump's history, ever. Ever. Every father of a daughter, every mother of a daughter who voted for Trump just voted to let your daughters and your nieces and your sisters and your grandchildren to have men walk up to her and abuse her and say, your body, my choice. You don't have a choice. You just signed up for that. You just voted for that. Congratulations. Like I said, there's a lot of people that you like. You maybe work with that you like, think are good people, and you wouldn't know that they're in the community or that they're biracial. Many you can't tell. So congratulations. You got what you wanted. And the only consolation is to watch all you women and all you people of color that voted and supported MAGA. Because, just because you supported them, he sat there and he told you in the last weeks, he told you, I just want your vote. I'm buying your vote. I'm trying to buy your vote. And that's the truth. He goes, after that, I don't care about you. I don't care. I don't care. I don't know what else to call that but stupid. When somebody comes right up and tells you, if you let me get into this position, I am going to fuck you so hard. I'm going to take all the, anybody who's on any of those programs, well, he's going to take those away eventually. And then people will be homeless. I will be homeless. So any of you little Trumpies that hear this, oh, yay, she'll be off. I hope you think that's a good person. Because if that's what you want to cheer about, then you're just as sick, just as dark, just as unlight. There's dark and there's light. And that is just sick and evil to do, to be like. But yes, and then once he has everybody homeless that's poor, then he says homelessness is illegal too. And your choice will be imprisonment, basically for life, because where are you going to go, or a choice to go to their, what did he call it, homeless rehabilitation camps. Basically make you stay until you learn this is for your good. Don't know about you, but that's brainwashing. You do know, we've said for so many long now, you guys are being brainwashed. Do you know what brainwashing is? You say, oh, I wouldn't be, I'm smart. What about all those black widows, all those women, and also men, who prey on like the single, older, wealthy, not even older always, they romance them, war one, get married, and then kill them. And they've had done that several times. And the ones that get out of it, or sometimes they don't kill them. Some do, but most of the time they just suck them dry for their money and then move on and different name, all that shit. And a lot of those aren't reported, just like the Me Too movement, because I'm a smart person. I would not be gullible to fall for that. I would be able to tell if somebody's bullshitting me or not. And then they realize I was bullshitted. And it's embarrassing. I get it. It's embarrassing to say, oh my God, all those years I believed this asshole. And when he said he was joking or, stuff like that. I get that. But y'all have had 9 years. Most of those people, a couple years, and they figure it out. Y'all have had 9 years to figure that out. And that's just at that point stupidity, because 9 years of people trying to show you, and you won't even listen or read it. So it's a little, when I say a little bit of joy from any of this, it's because it's one of those, I told you so, we told you so, but we're still in the fucking mess that you and your people alone created. Oh, it's not a time for pointing fingers. Oh, you guys didn't do a peaceful transfer of power. We are trying to be civil. Because you cannot preach be, and that's something else you failed at 4 years ago. Not only did you riot and try a crew with violence and people were killed, but you whitewashed it. But what brainwashing is, telling a lie and telling it over and 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 over until people start believing it, just because they hear it so much. But the thing is, they're not hearing it from everybody else. They're just hearing it from certain people every damn day. And that is what brainwashing is. You don't believe me? Google it. I've told you all this before. I have told you all of this before. And now all of us, and you want to give me, you suffered the last 4 years. Cut me a break. You'll see suffering. You'll see suffering, and you are also going to be part of it. And yes, it will be your fault if you voted for him. I can't have kids anymore. I'm 61. But all these kids out here, you guys are all celebrating. I don't know if you guys know it. I'm not on X, but immediately after the election, all these people like Matt Walsh and Nick Fuentes and all that all came out and said, just in case you didn't notice, you know that Project 2025 and Agenda 47 we've been talking to you about for months, warning you about, and you kept saying, and he kept, and everybody in MAGA, all the people running kept saying, he has nothing to do with it. Trump himself lied to you over and over on a daily basis, saying he doesn't know anything about it. You know the little secret he said they have? Let's say I saw at least half a dozen comments on X that, were like copy pasted, because I'm not on X, but of these accounts of these people saying, now the secret's out, Project 2025 is real, it really is our blueprint. So if you believe Trump, how else is the word gullible or brainwashed not applicable? You guys really don't know what you've done. Several countries the last couple of years, when their leader election came around, have voted in these radical, mentally sick, inhumane kind of candidates from in different countries. Started after Trump got elected the first time. And we just did it again. Well, you guys, half of the citizens, did it again. From what I hear, next time theirs comes around, they're it's looking like ours just did with their nutty candidate might just beat Trudeau. And because people were saying, well, I know Canada has been getting a lot of visa requests, to emigrate, and somebody in Canada said, I'm not sure if that's going to be such a good idea in a few years, or said something in a short time or something like that. So I'm not sure when theirs are coming, but it's kind of looking the way because that's why they were watching our American election this year, because you had the nutso candidate out again, and that spawned a lot of the wackos that got elected in other countries. But they were also watching because now they have one, and to see what the trends were doing, before, during, and after type of thing, to try to kind of get a gauge on what might happen, like what happened in other countries, and now in America. And yeah, they were saying that, yeah, they were saying that it let's put, okay, I'm just going to say what I heard. This is not, but apparently it also is mimicking the other countries and what America just did, which is very concerning, because now the UK, New Zealand, Australia, and Canada won't be having their Five Eyes. We were the main point of the Five Eyes. We were the largest military. And he won't send anybody to help you guys. He's going to pull out of NATO. I have Ukrainian upstairs neighbors. And I need to go apologize that half of my countrymen voted to let their country just be taken by Putin, basically. Unless Congress or something can do something. Unless the military can stave off doing unconstitutional things, even though when he's president he demands it. It's going to be a very big struggle. And I want to say my only solace is you guys who voted him in will also suffer to some degree. But that's not really who I am as a solace. That doesn't make me happy. So if you're a Trump supporter, just unsubscribe. I don't want to hear your shit. I don't want to hear your lies. I don't want to hear any of your crap. Okay? You have effed us and our country enough. You've effed the world. Okay? The world was depending on American democracy to prevail. So I am directing you. I'm not even asking you. If you are a Trump supporter, or you make any comment pro MAGA, pro Trump, pro anything like that, I will ban you from my channel. End of discussion. If I see any of those comments, I'll go back. And I don't care how many people unsubscribe. I don't give a shit. I am not having your negativity in my personal space for as long as I can possibly keep your crap out, okay? So I'm telling you right now, unsubscribe if you're one of them. If you voted for MAGA or you are MAGA, just go away. I don't want to hear it. If you're going to speak about it here, then go away. If you can restrain yourself from saying anything about that in any of my shit, then you can stay. But if I see one thing, I'll make that choice for you. Because I've had enough of your crap. Now, before I get angry, because I really don't want to. And no, that was not angry. I wasn't even close to angry. You don't want to see me angry. And I'm not just saying that. Trust me. Even inmates stayed away from me when I was angry. And that should tell you something. Regardless of what I look like to you. So, I haven't even, since Wednesday, I haven't even been able to listen to more than a few that weren't videos about anything, because I need to, I need to detach from some of that. I'll watch some today, but, some of you really don't understand what you've done yet. But once he's in power, because you say, oh, see, nothing's changed. He's not in power yet, and things have changed. Males are already telling females, your body, my choice. Ha! The next president said so. We never did that to you, ever. And all of you who have women in your lives, especially those of childbearing ages, maybe you should have watched The Handmaid's Tale, because you know what? It tells you how it started. And you know how it started? With a group of men who wanted back their manly rights again, and used, the Bible to twist people into believing, until they had enough people believing that they had the control. There was enough people believed that BS. That's how it started. And, that's how it started here. That's how it started in Hitler's time. The white people were better. The white men were strong and powerful. We were the best and the chosen. Does that sound familiar? Over time and years and different civilization? Oh, yeah. Yeah. You might want to watch two things, actually. The movie Idiocracy and The Handmaid's Tale. Two things you probably should have watched a long time ago. Okay. I'm out for now, because that's the best I have for you right now. I just felt that I needed to show my face somewhere. But you see where I am right now. I'm angry, and I'm worried. Not just for me. So, I figured you'd rather see the birds or the cats or something than me having little discussions about things, because I need to collect myself. But I just wanted you to see why I haven't been putting out videos this week, because, well, Tuesday I was waiting for the Uber at 4:30 in the morning and didn't cut back home till 9 o'clock at night. So it took 2 days to recover. It's an exhausting day. And I had two people very angry that we had to deal with. But That's why you haven't seen me, because this isn't any fun to watch. But it's not just disappointing, because right now it wasn't about candidate. It wasn't about party. It was about humanity this time. And more than half of our country failed in that test. And it concerns me that more than half my fellow country people are that damn stupid and gullible. And it's one thing, just as one more thought, it's one thing to get fooled or to get brainwashed, like I was talking earlier. It happens, okay? It happens. But after 9 years of showing you proof, you still went back and did the same thing. That's the concerning part. The fact that you had 9 years to realize you're in a freaking cult. A political cult that invades everything of aspect of life. Devaluing women, devaluing people of color, devaluing anybody who is in a straight, heterosexual, yeah, because that's the word for straight, a heterosexual white male Christian, then you're not worthy of being considered a whole human being. That is basically MAGA cut down to a sentence. Also, is pretty much white supremacy in a sentence. Oops. Do I need to start making a clan hoods? Am I gonna be in a clan hood factory now? You all keep saying, oh, well, nothing's changed. He's not in power yet, you fool. And like I said, things have changed already. The words and the threats are already being bantered about out there. So, yeah. Hope you're proud of yourself. Peace out, guys. And to those of you who didn't vote him in, I'm sorry, man, and I feel you. Yeah. If anybody else wants to contact me, make sure the email you can use, because and I don't want any Trump shit, because if I hear anything pro that, I'll just delete it and block it. So I'll think about that. But those of us who are going to keep fighting, we need to form a network that we all know how we can connect with each other at any time. And can't believe I'm having to say this, but I think shit like that might have to come into being. We'll see. But just know, I'm down if I'm capable. If I'm useful, I'm down. Me and my cats will go. Whatever we need. If that's what we need to do. Right, guys? As long as I got them, I'm down for shit. I'm down. I'm not exactly the most physically capable with the fucked up foot and the wrist and the back. But I'm down for what I can do. And, you know, if some of us disappear over time, you know, maybe we're doing our own fighting. And when any of you, if any of you who voted for him get caught up in any of his bullshit and are in some serious trouble, well, I have concepts of thoughts and prayers for you. Peace out.